The management of the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas NLNG has kicked against the 3% that the National Assembly is imposing on it to remit to NDDC from its annual budget in the proposed NLNG Amendment Act. The managing director of the gas giant, Tony Atta, says should the amendment sail through, the NLNG would be a victim of double taxation since it also makes remittance to the federal government. Our correspondent Abiola Ismail has that report.
The battle over the amendment of the act establishing the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas (NLNG) is still ranging between the management and the National Assembly. The Nigerian Parliament is seeking to amend the NLNG Act to make it mandatory for the gas giant to dedicate 3% of its annual budget to the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC). It's a levy lawmakers say NLNG has not been paying for years, even when the NDDC Act demands it. The NLNG management is insisting the act that established the firm exempted it from payment to NDDC and other levies.
We buy gas, we liquefy it, we ship it to our customers. That's our business. There are other people who buy gas. The power producers buy gas, the fertilizer producers buy gas, the petrochemicals guys buy gas. None of these other buyers is being invited to pay the NDDC 3%. So in essence, as part of our engagement, as he mentioned, we often say we are targeted. And why are we targeted? But the repercussion, we believe, is not good for Nigeria. It's definitely not good for our company.
The firm is also warning that the action of the lawmakers could be very detrimental to the country's quest to attract more investment in the oil and gas industry.
If you talk about 27 and 28, we saw Tony said $25 billion of investment is going to come in. I mean, 15% is upstream already for gas that will come to 27 and 28. And then 10 billion is actually for the plant itself. And in that process, we're going to employ about 18,000 people during the construction phase. Now, you're aware that even the amnesty program of the last administration actually had such an impact. And if you take 18 people and you give them, 18,000 people and you give them job, that has a lot of impact in the oil and gas industry. So we feel that I think this amendment is not right. And this is a company that has generated revenues for government and shareholders, has paid tax. And if really we are aspiring to move towards where Qatar is, I think that we should not throw the baby with the bathwater.
Despite the strong opposition from NLNG, the lawmakers are pushing ahead with the amendment, insisting that the firm is under obligation to contribute to the development of the area where it operates. All the troubles aside, the NLNG says it is looking at increasing its productivity from 250,000 tons of NLNG to 350,000 tons annually, while also adding that it will continue to support the provision of 24 hours power supply to its host communities. Abiola Ismail, TV 360 Lagos.